Entrepreneurship will either make you or break you. The question is, do you have the heart to keep going when it gets tough?
Most people think they're built to be an entrepreneur, but they're not. In fact, 9 out of 10 people shouldn't even try. Guys, today, me and Jackie are going to go over whether you've got what it takes or if you've just been lying to yourself.
Hey guys, Andy Elliott. Today I'm here with my beautiful wife, Jacqueline Elliott, who is the CEO of the Elliott Group. And my wife, she runs our company. Obviously, sometimes you see me as the face, but she's the one running it behind the scenes. So I told her, I said, babe, CEO
You have
talk.
a better face than me.
Yeah, right. I'm the ugly one, she's the good looking one. CEO talk, business talk, leadership talk, how to scale, how to grow. And most importantly, what this is about is the habits that'll make you poor and the habits that will make you great and rich, okay? You wanna grab a pen, piece of paper, and take notes. Babe, so super important. Some of the top reasons why you believe that people don't reach greatness.
I think a lot of it has to do with habits. I think a lot of times people start something and they don't necessarily follow through. Some shiny object comes along the way and then they just get distracted. I think distractions are everywhere right now, which would be a big one.
So write this down right now. What have I started and what haven't I finished?
Right.
And by the way, I want you to learn, I want you to think about you as she's talking. What are some distractions that you see?
Well, it starts in the very, I mean, it sounds so basic, but it starts in the very morning when you wake up. You know, how you start your day. A lot of times we want to be good examples for the people around us. And the thing is that we can't be disciplined enough to hold, you know, just a morning ritual to start off, right? Mm-hmm. So how you wake up in the morning, what you do, what you listen to, you know, how you, if you work out or whatever it is, they can't even start that. And they want to carry that along through the day. So I think a lot of it has to do with how you start your morning. And there's always 911s that come along the way. There's always something that's going to, you know, cut you off from what you really want to implement. But as a leader, it's your job to identify what's truly important and what's noise.
Yeah, I was listening to something the other day and it was talking about like Steve Jobs. Remember, we were listening together, like Steve Jobs, like Elon Musk, all these big thinkers. And what they do is they talk about signal and noise. And signal means basically if you wake up today and you say, hey, there's 3 things I'm going to take care of today.
Right.
Then like if you're awake for 18 hours, like you don't go to bed until you take care of those 3 things.
Right.
Like most people, they say there's 3 things I want to take care of, and then they get distracted and they take care of 1 thing.
Right.
And so a high-level CEO, a high-level business owner, a high-level leader, if they say there's 3 to 5 things that I'm going to get done, yeah, they don't do anything else until those things are done. It's non-negotiable.
It reminds me because people used to make fun of me today because obviously we're a little bit older. So I used to have like, you know, just Post-its. And I had my computer screen like full of Post-its in the morning. And as the day went by, I would grab them and take them off, almost to the point where I knew that I needed to get rid of those Post-its, you know, before I could even see my computer screen to do anything else on my computer. So I would just go through them. And now obviously I don't use Post-its as much. I mean, I still, because I'm still old, but you know, I don't use them as much because there's so many other things in calendars that we use. And now we have assistants, things that way. But when we started, I used those Post-it notes. But really to that point, like you have to make sure that what you come in with in the morning, you know, and those ideas, because in the morning is when you have the freshest ideas on your mind. Like that's what's really going to change your business and transform, like make things happen. And then things get along the way all the time. So if you can't really put those things on paper and be like, hey, no matter what, I'm not leaving the office until I achieve or accomplish these 5 things that I need to take care of, no matter what, or by 2 o'clock, I got to get those done. You're going to leave work and you're going to feel like, you know, the day went by and you're not going to win. So that makes you lose your edge, and then you won't be successful because you didn't accomplish those 5 things. So that has to be your non-negotiables. Whatever it is that you come in and you say, hey, no matter what, I've got to take care of those 3 to 5 things. No matter what, you can't leave your office until that's done, or else your identity gets attacked right there.
Life-changing. That's an identity that you have as a winner, that this is how I roll, this is what I do. Hey guys, every day I see in the comment section that people are like, Andy, how can I train with you? How can I get close to you? I'm a sales leader, I'm in sales, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. Listen, if you want to coach with me, I want to help you. Look, there's a link below on this YouTube video. If you just go down below, there's a link in this YouTube video. And basically, if you click on it, all I ask for is your name and your phone number, and it says, what do you want to learn from me? And by the way, it gives me permission to reach out to you. If you'll fill that out, I will personally reach out to you and we will make a game plan. Now listen, I want to say it one more time. Let's get back to the video. If you've been watching my content, if you want a breakthrough, if you want to change your life, you want to go to another level, whether you're broke and you're trying to look for the breakthrough, or you're at the top of your game and you operate from the state of madness like me and you're just a psycho for learning, I am that coach that wants to push you hard. And so if you're ready for a breakthrough this year, go down, click on that link, fill out the information. It gives me permission to reach out to you. We're in a new era, right? And I always laugh at it and I say, man, you give me the right to push you, I promise you, this coach is going to change your life. So go click on that link. I love you guys. I'll reach out to you myself, fill out your information, do it right now, and then let's get back to the video. All right, listen. So every successful person that I've met, even including me, you, anyone that we've met, all of them, really successful people have a defining moment in their life where everything changed. So every successful person, they can tell you exactly when there was a massive defining moment where they like, you know what? All right, that changes everything for me.
Yeah.
Okay. When was yours?
Wow. Okay. So I think everybody goes through something. And I think by what you mean by defining changes, like maybe you realize, hey, I'm not going to be average, or I'm going to be different than everybody else. Like something had to happen where there was a level of pain that you said, hey, I'm not going to live like this. I think I had several in my life. Obviously I grew up in a family, that was broken. This, my mom and dad got divorced. My mom was a workaholic, but I grew up without my mom because she couldn't watch me. She couldn't take care of me or anything like that. So there was a time where I saw my mom working and she was kind of a flirt because she was in her young 30s when my dad and her got separated, obviously. So I grew up saying, hey, you know what? Like I'm going to take care of myself and I'm never going to depend on any person to take care of me, is the way I grew up. So when I saw this, I was probably about, 10 years old or something when I realized, hey, you know what? Like I don't want to be like my mom. And I'm going to have the work ethic and the drive that I can take care of myself without having to depend on anybody else. And obviously, when we got together, it was something that was really hard for me because I was so independent that I was very not tolerant because I was an alpha and you were an alpha, obviously. So it was something that I had to deal with my own demons later on in life to be able to coexist with somebody. But it was something that carried me through, knowing that, hey, you know what? I'm different. I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to be like anybody else in my family. And I had to chase success to be able to take care of myself, at a very young age. So I think that was mine, just knowing, hey, you know what, like seeing my mom going through heartbreak, seeing her like cry and seeing all these people around her, like taking advantage of her basically, but also seeing how stupid she was, that when they would come with flowers, she would like melt and all this stuff. I was like, man, I can't be that way. So I know it's kind of like a shitty story, but like that was my way of knowing, like, hey, I need to be different.
You decided to be independent.
I decided to be independent at that time, yes.
And then what about later in life? What would be a defining moment later in life for you?
For me, it sounds like
For me.
it sounds like you're trying me to say that Andy Elliott was a big influence on me. Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to lead me into something like that?
It's not about me. I want to know what was something that for you triggered a female. We're already together. Now you're married to me.
He's leading me. I see that.
No. What is something that was a defining moment later in life to change your life?
Well, if anybody knows our story, you know that I triggered you to basically get your shit together. And that's why you got in shape. And I grabbed you in the love handle and I told you, hey, you know what? You're getting comfortable. We got to that point. So, I came from a family of it was a little bit different. I was working, I was around entrepreneurs longer than you were, and you were working at you were the one that did the best in your family type of thing. So it was like that. But then it got to the point where I had our kids and I was, being mom, and I got used to being the one that was taking care of them when they got hurt and making sure that everything was perfect for them and serving you and the kids all the time, that I kind of lost my identity for a while. And, I wanted to be the good mom, but it wasn't really everything that I sought out that I knew that God designed me to be. So I had to find myself again, and I had to basically wake up and be like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm more than just that mom, because I wanted to, I figured that I wasn't the hero to my kids. You weren't excited to look at me anymore. It was like, I wasn't, in order to keep going in life, you have to have that newness always in your life, and you have to be growing. There has to be a sense of growth and accomplishment in your life. And I felt like I wasn't growing anymore. So that was a moment where I was like, hey, you know what? I need to wake up and I need to make myself proud so that I can make sure that my kids are proud of me, and I can make sure that you are proud of me. So I did wake up later on after basically between our second and third kid, really. Then I got pregnant, and then obviously I picked back up in business and was like, man, you know what? There's so much more in me. I need to wake up, and that's when we decided to put our company together, obviously. And that's why we built something great, because it took both of us, to do it. So that was the second part.
Yeah, and if you hear what you're saying, guys, all of it's going to come down to always building your identity. One of the biggest things is building your identity. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are your core values? Like who do you want to be as a person? What's in your mind? How do you want your family to perceive you, right? Are you proud of yourself?
Right.
Are we proud of our business?
Right.
I think the identity shift part is huge. And basically there's usually something that triggers in everyone's life where something happens. Usually it's really painful in most cases.
Right.
We call that the pain line.
Right.
And when that pain line hits, you either have one or two choices. Number one, self-sabotage your life and burn it all to the ground, which most do.
Right.
Okay. So watching this, you need to rise up. And then what you always got to do is step one is start working on yourself. You immediately win at that point, and you started working on you.
Right.
Basically, you decided to start putting yourself first again, above the kids, above me. And a lot of people say, oh, well, she put herself above the kids. When Jacqueline started taking better care of herself, she was able to take better care of the kids and better care of me.
Right. Well, the kids saw me as somebody that I valued myself. If I want to teach my kids how to go chase their dreams, if I want to teach my kids how to value themselves, if I want to teach my kids how to think for themselves and be examples, then I need to be that example first. So we can't expect from our kids something that we're not as parents. So, I could either have my kid go find another hero somewhere else and look up to that woman or that man, or it can be me. And I decided it to be me. Like, your why can be your kids, but you have to do it for yourself in order for your kids to really appreciate you the way you need to be appreciated. So it really comes down to like loving yourself. It really does. Because you can't teach your kids how to love themselves unless you love yourself first.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about risk. Okay. Because there's two types of people that I see. I see like non-risk takers, and then I see like heavy risk takers, right?
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to anybody watching truly about risk? Because I think a lot of people get paralyzed, they get scared. I always say, like, if you're scared, do it scared, right? Like, just do it. It doesn't matter. Like, if you want to do it, it's probably worth doing it. That's why it scares the hell out of you, right? Everything that we've done was very scary, and look where it led us.
Yeah.
And
well, anybody that's successful.
Give some ideology behind like how we as a family operate in risk and how we believe about risk.
Yeah, well, I think I know that every single person that's successful has been really good at risk taking, obviously. I mean, that's just one of
making
the
money
things.
and losing money.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But the big thing
both.
that we see a lot with a lot of businesses, and why a lot of businesses don't scale and they stay the same, is because the risks that they were once made when they didn't have the money, like, were a lot greater than they are after they have the money. It feels like they didn't have anything to lose, and then all of a sudden they make a little money, and then all of a sudden their risks like die off, and they're like, oh my gosh, I won't do this anymore. Like, to me, it had to do with I stopped taking risks when we had the kids, because I was like, man, I got to think a little bit more about what I'm doing. But we start making excuses and saying, well, this is not good for them, and I mean, really, it is good for them, because our kids needed that. Like, having a certain house didn't affect our kids growing up. Like, I'm not going to do this until I have the bigger house. I'm not going to do this until I got this set up. Like, that's just not ever going to happen. You have to live in the moment and give it your all, no matter what. You have to take that risk. And every time you have a backup plan, it never works. It's never worked for us. It's never worked for anybody that's successful. successful, really. You can't have a backup plan. So that risk needs to be high, but you also need to know how hard you're going to work. And one of the things that really helped us when we're assessing risk in the very beginning is that we had to share it together as a couple. But we also didn't share what the risk looked like with anybody else outside of us. Because what happens is if you go and tell somebody all the risks that you're willing to take, they're not going to understand. So we didn't talk to our family, we didn't talk to our friends. We're going to say, hey, you know what? We're taking all these risks and we're making all these sacrifices, because they would have tried to talk us out of it. And then when stuff gets hard, because it always does, it's going to be 10 times harder than you think it's going to be, no matter what it is. They're going to be like, man, maybe my mom was right. Maybe my dad was right. Maybe my best friend was right. And then you start backing off. And that's the biggest problem that people have, is they share what they're going to do with somebody that's never been through it before. That's never been through that.
Yep.
So I suggest, if you're going to talk about your goals and dreams or any risks that you're going to take, talk to somebody that's actually done something with their life, because more than likely they've made a bigger risk before, and they'll inspire you to do that. And when it gets hard, they're going to tell you, hey, keep going, keep going, keep going, because anybody else
That's natural.
is going to tell you,
natural.
exactly. Anybody else is going to tell you, hey, you worked so hard. I knew you probably shouldn't have done that. And then you're going to back right off. And that's the thing. So anybody that's successful, the more you risk, the more the reward's going to be. The saying is true, right? But we've never had a backup plan. And that's why we continue to scale, because most people that have money or that have been successful in any way, shape, or form, they're afraid of going broke. They're afraid of losing it all. And the reason why we've been able to grow and scale is that we're not afraid of going broke. Thank God we've been very lucky that we haven't gone broke doing this stuff, but we've been broke before. We're not afraid of doing so. But the risks that we make as we grow and scale have been bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that doesn't tend to be that, with everybody else. And that's the reason why they can't scale.
Yeah. So no risk, no story. You don't get to tell no story if you don't take a risk.
That's right.
All right. You said us as a couple. We had us to do this together. We took the risk together.
Right.
How important do you think that it is in business and success and scaling and money and building a great life to have a great marriage or be with the right person?
I think it's everything. I think that we always talk about, people don't have real business problems typically. Yeah, there could be problems in business, but they have relationship problems. I know that as your wife, I have the power to either build you up, and I can make you feel like supernaturally powerful in the way that you can go and chase the world. I know I have the power to do that, right? But I also have the power to tear you down and ruin your day where you can't even perform in business. And that's why it's so important to have the right person by your side that actually believes in you, that cares for you, that helps motivate you and bring that other side. Because there are times in a marriage where one gets weak and the other one strengthens. And that's what it's about. And that's what we do. That's what we play very well with each other. So if you have a bad day, I'm really good at telling you, hey, you know what? This is just, you're going to get past this. You've done this before. And I remind you of those times, maybe in the similar situation that we've gone through that, and we've actually came out winning at the end. So that's why it's so important. But if you try to chase your goals and your dreams without your spouse, society teaches you that you can't have a good family and you can't have a good business at the same time. And that's just a lie. That's just a lie. I believe that every woman out there, every woman wants their man to do great in business. The problem is that he comes home and complains about work, brings home leftovers, and always says all the bad stuff that's going on. And her, as a woman, she wants him to be happy. She was attracted to him because he was confident, because he probably kicked ass at work, and because he had something to offer and he loved what he did. And at that time, he wasn't complaining about work, right? But then later on, they got comfortable, and then all of a sudden he shows up tired or late for dinner, and then he's blaming everything that happened wrong at work. And then she doesn't support him anymore. So the thing is, hey, try to bring home some special energy and try to make sure that it all aligns, and share your goals and dreams. If you have a big goal and you want to accomplish something, how is your spouse included in that goal? She will support you if she is included in that picture with you of what success truly means to you. And that's a problem. I think a lot of couples aren't trained to do that. They don't really know how to do that. And they've conformed to society on doing that as well. And that's why it's so important to make sure you're on the same page, you're growing, and to say, hey, babe, the most powerful thing that we do is, hey, babe, I need you. Like, I need you to be able to do this. I can't function like the way I can't produce the way I need to produce unless we're on the right, on the right path together.
Yep.
Like, we have the same goals and the same dreams. And although we do things completely different, we always are aligned in that same mission. And it's so important. It doesn't mean you have to work together. It doesn't mean like, it just means that you have to have the same goals and the same aspirations and know that you both count are equally important.
Yep.
So
I love it. Another question. By the way, Jacqueline's my best friend. I would say, she's the mother of my children. She's
you
my
would say,
beautiful
or I am?
wife. Well, I always say, would say, whatever.
I am.
She is. and
kidding.
and we run the business together. We're workout partners together. We do everything together. We're together every day, everywhere we go, all around the world, and our kids. What would you say about financial stress on a marriage? Why someone would need to stop being distracted, get your freaking crap together, learn a high income skill, totally recreate and change your life so that you can earn to take really good care of your family.
Yeah.
Do you see financial stress like kill marriages?
Yes, it's probably the number one reason why marriages fall apart. I mean, financial stress is bigger than any stress out there. And I think that society, and especially in America, like, people are taught to overspend, and they get themselves in a situation, and obviously keeping up with the Joneses is a real thing, and they basically buy, they have mortgages on homes that, they can't even, they can't even afford. And then it brings in all this stuff, and they're stressed, stressed at work. The men can't, people can't perform stressed, obviously. So they feel like they're having to catch up with a lifestyle that doesn't even align with what they need. I think a lot of it is that, but there's some of the stuff that we've been through, and we've been able to manage. Like, we don't ever spend, overspend on anything, and we're very, very cautious with what that looks like. But I think that
we like nice stuff, but we don't like go out and do stupid stuff.
No, you have to make sure that you can afford what you do get. And the thing is that it comes down to like living the life that, for somebody else, or living a life that you want as a couple to get ahead. So thinking about the future is so important. But financial stress is, yes, it's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things that we did, that we had an exercise that we did, is, remember when we got the highlighter and we started like marking the bank account and seeing who was spending the money and all that stuff.
Problem.
You were the major problem there.
Yeah.
But no, if you can really like get your finances in line and not overspend, and also find a career where you can actually like grow, and you can actually do something like great with your life, and find a mentor that can help you make the money that you need to maintain the lifestyle. But yes, it will become financial stress if there is no way, and you're stuck in a position where you can't make more money, or you can't grow, and you're not investing in yourself to do so. I mean, we do live in a place in America. Yes, I said America. Yes, it's deaded out like crazy, and they teach you to spend more money than you can afford. But also this country, there's unlimited possibilities. And you can make as much money as you really want. Honestly, you just have to get your marriage in line and make sure you have your priorities set.
That's right.
That's just
whatever you focus on grows.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I got two more things, and I know if you guys are listening and you're taking notes, there's lots of things that will help you directly change your life. Do you think that anyone can be an entrepreneur? I hear a lot of people say, I've heard a lot of people say like 5% of the people in the world can be entrepreneurs. I hear a lot of people say, only a third of the people in the world can be entrepreneurs. Everybody says like only certain amounts of people can become this, right? What do you believe?
Can they? Yes. Should they? No. The reason why you're an entrepreneur is like because only a certain percentage of people, right, can be entrepreneurs, or else, like, where are the people that are going to be working at the places? It doesn't make sense for me to say that everybody
can. And also, even high-level entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Right? When we say entrepreneurs, I think a lot of people don't understand what an entrepreneur is.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
The entrepreneur is the one that takes the risk.
Right.
Pays, well, they're the one that own the company, and basically, if something goes down, it's on them.
Yeah, they have the legal risk. They have everything.
They get sued, not the people.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurs are the people that work with the entrepreneur to build the business.
Yeah.
And so, as an entrepreneur, you want to be a high level, maybe a number 2, number 3
entrepreneur to the top person. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
in the US. I mean, there's more intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs right now. Like it's crazy
It's
how.
almost better to be an entrepreneur. I hear all these people say, I want to be an entrepreneur. I honestly believe that we're in the era of being an entrepreneur is better than even being an entrepreneur.
What I meant was entrepreneurs that are millionaires is what I
Yeah,
meant.
but there's
Yeah,
entrepreneur millionaires everywhere,
right.
all over the place.
Yeah,
And it's because they grow the business big for the entrepreneur.
exactly. And they don't have to carry that risk,
Hmm.
but that business allows them to make unlimited income,
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
so it's good. But yes, I mean, everybody can be, which means the reason why I say everybody can be is because you and I mean, we weren't equipped for this. I mean, right? We were the most unlikely to succeed. We did
Yeah.
not have the background. We did not have the training. We did not have the schooling. We did not have any of that, right? That's why I said, yes, anybody can be.
Mhm.
Now, will they, or should they? The answer is absolutely not. Some people aren't equipped to handle the amount of stress.
Mhm.
They can't go and then constantly push themselves. They can't stay hungry enough to have a team. They can't, the innovation, like basically the stress will eat them alive. It'll kill marriages. It can basically kill people, like stress kills, right?
Yeah,
If
it
they
does.
handle it wrong. But can they? Yes, because we weren't qualified. I mean, can anybody? Yes. If
Yeah, I
they,
think if there was an entrepreneur DNA,
yeah.
like a DNA, right, then it would be the ability to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think entrepreneurs are always talking to
Right,
people. Like
right.
they're very talkative. Number two, risk tolerance. Like they're
Exactly.
extremely tolerant to a lot of risk, right?
Right,
Some lose a lot of money, some make a lot of money, and that's just part of the game
right.
of being an entrepreneur.
I think also it's like coachability and hunger has to do with a lot of
Coaching.
it. Because you asked me a question in the very beginning of this. It's like, what was your turning point that made you know that you were going to be different and not really like live the life that you were set out to live, basically? What came in my DNA, right? And I think that the way somebody reacts when there's that level of pain is either you're gonna become a victim or you're gonna become a victor. That's the difference between that, right? And if you can maintain that hunger and constantly learn to get better, then that basically turns into the DNA of an entrepreneur that can actually do that, right? But if you can't do that because there's so many people out there in society that they get a problem and they live in that problem and they become a product of what their DNA set out for them to be. And they can't learn from that, right? So, like a lot of successful people that are out there, they've gotten that pain point and they've learned from that. They've taken it and they're like, man, it's almost like the thank you I owe you. Boom, I'm gonna freaking learn from this and thank you for that mistake. That person that hurt them, every single one of those people have gone back to look for that person that caused that pain and said, hey, thank you so much for giving me that pain. I learned my biggest lesson from you. If people can't really do that, then they've lived, as a victim mentality, and they're never going to be that entrepreneur because they're going to be living it. Man, I hate this person still after all of these years. This person hurt me. I hate this person for doing this to me. When you should turn that pain into something that's great. Hey, I needed this to get me to that next level of that person that I needed to become for all these other people that depend on me. That's the difference in mentality that you need.
Yep, I
So.
agree. Let's finish with one last thing because I think this is important and you guys can think about this. If there was a couple things that you think could increase the probability for somebody to be successful, right?
Mhm.
What would they be?
Increase the possibilities of them being successful.
Yeah, somebody's watching this and they're like, like, can someone like increase the probability of somebody being successful? Is that possible? Like, can you do that?
Yeah.
And if so, how is it done? We coach and train
Yeah.
tons of
No,
people.
I know what you're asking, but okay, so with us, for example, okay, you're 45, I'm 43, you're about to be 46, I'm about to be 44. We learned what we know later on in life. Okay, because we did not have a model or a mentor to follow. We had to learn through mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, right? In order to get there faster, you just have to find somebody that's been through those mistakes, study, learn from them, get as close as you can, and be able to be that applicant that can learn from listening.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing that I feel like I have, even though, yeah, it took us longer in life to learn, obviously, I knew that through the mistakes that other people made, especially in my family, I knew I didn't want to be like them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to go and burn my hands in the fire. Like, I knew that I saw somebody burning them, and I was like, oh, shoot, I'm not touching that, because I saw themselves burn each other. A lot of people have to go through that. So if you can go and find somebody that actually touched the fire already and learn, and not necessarily have to feel the heat on your fingers,
Yep.
then you go and follow that person and get there. So that's what we do, and that's why we train and coach thousands of people.
You can increase
is
success
because you
faster.
can increase, because we have a blueprint, and we don't teach people off of like, hey, you should do this and that. You can go find on the internet everything to do, but you're not going to be successful. We train and teach on all the things we did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people resonate with the most, because they want to learn what mistakes not to, what distractions are going to come their way, when things are going to go good, and then you're going to get, the devil's going to speak into your ear and throw this at you. Like, we'll tell you when it's going to happen, because like clockwork, because we talk to so many people, and we know when you start like changing, for example, if you decide to leave something behind or a bad vice or something, it's going to get hard right when you decide to make it better. It always happens, but we already know when it's going to happen. So we prepare you and bulletproof you and get you ready for that. So you're anticipating. So when you know something's coming, you're prepared for it, and you're not caught blindsided. And that's why people fail, when they're caught blindsided. So that's why it's so important to have a coach or somebody that can mentor you and show you and tell you, hey, you're expecting this. Be ready, because this is going to come. Before it gets better, you're going to get this, and that. Because it's happened to us, and it happens to all of these people around us. So it's so important, it's so invaluable to have people that you can actually trust, that have actually gone through those problems. It's not just a blueprint of what to do. It's also what not to do and what to expect.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about compressing time frames, which is the number one thing. Listen, guys, super important. We put on every single month business boot camps for business owners all around the world. Okay, and we have people flying from all around the country. We do these 2-day events. We have dinner at our house.
Actually.
Yeah, and we train them how to build big businesses like we have, but build big teams like we have, and also become a great leader. Like, I think that's more valuable now than anything else that we could ever teach you, would be to learn how to build a big business, to literally learn how to problem solve, troubleshoot. I mean, we're problem solvers hardcore.
And build it on the right foundation is so important as well, because a lot of people, don't build it on the right foundation. And,
making money is easy. Getting it all and building and keeping it for decades after decades is very rare. And so it's really important right now. There's a link below, guys, down in the description box, and you can reach out to me. You can reach out to my wife, Jacqueline. It's important. We do 2-day business boot camps, and it's all about business, number one. And then number two, we also do couples masterminds. These are powerful. If you're a power couple, you're out there right now and you're like, dude, me and my girl want to grow together. Or you're like watching this, you're like, dude, me and my husband want to grow together. Dude, we do this all-day event, couples mastermind. Me and Jackie believe that everything starts with the marriage, all of it, all success. If your marriage isn't strong, your business will never be strong. It's the most valuable, unreal training we've ever put on. Everyone that comes in here, all of these power couples, everyone that comes in, all leave it and crush it. And so we love you guys. Yep. Me and Jackie run together all the time. Sometimes you'll see her channel or mine. But I told her, I was like, man, once a week, we need to get on here and just rap and talk about some things that we have going on, especially in business, leadership, family. We get it all, guys. Being close to God, having a great marriage that's on fire, being great parents, making a ton of money, putting a financial fence around our family, helping people. It's building a great team. I mean, guys, there's so many things that you can learn that will change your life crazy fast. And so we just want to share all the things that we're doing and that works for us, that we know will work for you, because we're no better than you. And you can take these things and change your whole life immediately. So love you guys. Appreciate you, baby. You're the best. And there's a link below, guys. You guys can click on it and you can fill that out, and we'll reach out to you. You can let us know what's going on, and we'll help you make a game plan. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Ready? Okay.
I'm ready. It's all about you.
All right.
You just scared me.
Okay, sorry, babe.
I was like, oh.
Okay.
I thought he was coughing.
Sorry, babe.
I was like, what? Sorry.
I'm gonna put this in.
Yeah, please.
It's gonna be at the end of the video.
Bless you.